Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. Yes, I'm tired. 12 and a half hour shifts, a couple of days in a row, kind of do that. Uh, so, anyway, uh, let's just jump straight into this. Right to the White House briefing room. Okay, so I have said before how, in a previous video, how Biden talks about uniting the country, but then on his very first day in office, he starts hitting on immigration. This is not how you unite the country. If you're trying to reach across party lines and gain unity with, you know, conservative Republicans, you don't use your very first day in office to reach, to, you know, promote something about immigration, and then your second day having, something to do with Roe versus Wade. But he hasn't learned from this. In fact, it's gotten worse. Here is the first thing that you need to look at. This is the White House website right this minute, and this is what was put up yesterday. This is yesterday. All right? I want you to count how many items there are regarding immigration on the very front of the White House website briefing room. All right, so here's one. Here's two. Here's three. All right, here's four. Excuse me, I didn't memorize where they all are, but I already know how many there are. And here's five. These are all having to do with immigration, and these were released yesterday. Okay? Now, on one point, I'm going to say, this is good. This one is good. And I'm in favor of all the action on immigration. But there need to be priorities here. And he is not the president of South America. He is not. Whatever your thoughts are on the subject, he's not the president of South America. He is the president of America, the United States. So, establishment of interagency task force on reunification of families. I'm absolutely in favor of this. This absolutely needs to happen, and it needs to happen very quickly. It never should have been necessary in the first place. But I do have a problem with this. I'm all for this action. But I don't like this part. Identifying all children who are separated from their families at the United States-Mexico border between January 20th, 2017 and January 20th, 2021 in connection with the operation of the zero tolerance policy. We already know that there were many families that were actually separated under Obama. And we have no idea if families are still being separated right now. I mean, you can assume, but that doesn't mean that that's the truth. So why these specific dates? There should be no qualifying dates here. That if children were separated from their families, and they need to be reunified with their families, period. It doesn't. Why only those specific dates? Fuck that. You know, we know that children were put in cages under Obama. We know it. So why only during Trump's reign? I mean, to the minute. Bullshit. If children were separated from their families, they need to be reunified with their families. I don't give a fuck what date. I don't care who is in office. I don't care who is in office. They need to be reunified with their families. This is not a political issue. This is a human issue. So, throwing those dates in there is absolute crap. And you need to admit it. If you are really in favor of reunifying children with their families, you don't give a fuck what the dates were when they were separated from their families. And to say otherwise just proves that you don't give a damn about these children or their families. You only give a fuck about but Trump. That's all you care about. That is all you care about. Let's move on to something else. All right. Memorandum on maximizing assistance from the Federal Emergency Management Agency. All right, so let's dive into this. Okay. This is talking about using the Stafford Act to, endorse various blah, 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 for help during COVID, and considering COVID an emergency, all this stuff. But here's something: you always have to pay attention to the wording. You have to pay attention to details. And here's what is most important in this. It is the policy of my administration to combat and respond to COVID-19 with the full capacity and capability of the federal government to protect and support our families, schools, and businesses, and to assist state, local, tribal, and territorial governments to do the same, including through emergency and disaster assistance available from the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Okay, including through. That's not limited to. All right, so if he is so much in favor of helping families, where are those $2,000 checks? Why don't we have UBI? Why don't we have universal health care? Because that is what would be helping families. That is what would be helping businesses. That is what would be helping schools. Reopening everything to put people at more risk is not helping. Not until it is safe to do so. Leaving people, I've already done videos on how malnutrition increases the risk And studies have actually shown this now, that, malnutrition, people being food insecure, has worsened the outcome of this pandemic. All right? You can't deny this. It weakens the immune system, so people become sicker. And you have a worse outcome. So, okay, you want to help families by what? Leaving them in line for food banks? Is that how you're helping them? You know that $2,000 can also go toward helping families buy cleaning supplies and masks. But you're just going to have to wait until March, April, while he negotiates it down with the Republicans. Because now the Republicans already want to cut the $1,400 down. The $2,000 got cut to $1,400. And now the $1,400 is getting, the Republicans want to cut it down to $1,000 or less. And if they can eliminate it completely, they absolutely will. And he's already said he's going to negotiate with them. How about negotiating with us? Fuck the Republicans, negotiate with us. I don't give a damn what the Republicans are interested in. I don't give a damn what they negotiate with the Republican people. Excuse me. Negotiate with the human beings, not with the people in Congress that are being paid by corporations. Negotiate with the people. Ask us what our opinions are, what we want, because we've already spoken about universal health care. Over 70% of Americans support Medicare for all. Is he implementing that? How is it, again, how is it the policy of his administration to combat and respond to COVID, with the full capacity and capability of the federal government to protect and support our families, schools, and businesses? Okay, if it's his policy to do this, then why isn't he doing it with the full capacity of the U.S. government? These are words. These are platitudes. This is propaganda. And until he proves otherwise, don't believe a damn word. Share this video. Talk about these subjects. A lot. Talk about them. Talk about them. Talk about them. If you can, please donate $1 a month to help expand the channel. I'll catch you in the next one.